Hello everyone. Welcome to second part of basics of trigonometry. So today we are going to study about sine ratios, cosine ratios and tan ratios. And using these ratios we are going to find the heights and distances. So let me tell you, if using sine ratios, cosine ratios and tan ratios, we can calculate the unknown sides when one side and one angle is given, and then we can also calculate the angle if the two sides are given. Okay, so let's consider few examples. So let me share one example with you. So suppose this is a triangle. So let me say that this is 27-degree angle, and here you have 10 centimeter, and then this is the length which we need to find it out. Okay, so as I said, our topic is sine ratio, cosine ratio and tan ratios. So in the previous video you have seen, I have explained you, so ka to a means sine is opposite upon hypotenuse, cosine is adjacent upon hypotenuse, and tan is, this is to a, so tan is opposite upon adjacent. Okay, so let's see which ratio is applicable here. So our angle, the no, to find out is the side x, this one, the length x. Okay, and what is given here? This angle 27-degree, and this length, that is the hypotenuse, 10 centimeter. Okay, so we have to understand with respect to this angle what are the given things. So you can see that this is the opposite, so x is opposite, and here we have hypotenuse because this is opposite to right angle or 90-degree, you can say. So where it is related now, opposite and hypotenuse, so you can say that we can find this opposite and hypotenuse in sine. So we are going to use sine is equal to opposite upon hypotenuse, and this is what we will use to find this length x when one angle and one length is given. So we know that opposite is x and hypotenuse is 10. So now we can do just simple multiplication. We will just do, okay, rewrite it. Sine is equal to x over, sorry, sine 27 we will write here. Sine 27 degrees equal to x over 20. Now you can cross multiply and you get x is equal to 10 sine 27. So you can use your scientific calculator to get the value of 27 degrees. Okay, that is 10 into 0.4539, and hence your answer is 4.539, and we can round this answer to two decimal places as 4.54. So I hope this is clear. Yeah, then we can have another question of this kind. So let's see, consider this triangle. Here is your right angle, that is 90 degrees. So this is your hypotenuse, which is 12 centimeter, and then here is 28 degree. Okay, now you have to find this length. So if we look here with respect to this angle, this is adjacent side, and this one is your hypotenuse, which is mentioned already. And now we have to find the length of this side. Okay, so which ratio we can use? So it says adjacent upon hypotenuse. So adjacent upon hypotenuse we get in cos. So we can say this is cos 28 degree is equal to y over 12, because y is adjacent and hypotenuse is 12. Now again you can just cross multiply and you get y is equal to 12 cos 28 degrees, and then cos 28 is 0.8829. You can use your calculator, and then we get here 10.595. So we can round it up to one decimal place and we get 10.6, which is rounded to one decimal place, 10.6 centimeter. So in the previous one, we found this vertical length using sine, and here we found this adjacent length, this one using cos. We'll see another example now. So let's see the third example. So this is your right triangle where let me say this is given to us 8 centimeter, and this is the missing length, and then here this angle is given. So this is 71 degrees. Okay, so this time this is not given, hypotenuse is not given. Okay, so let's mark it with respect to this angle what is given. So if you look carefully, this is the opposite, then this is your adjacent. And which ratio calls for opposite and adjacent? So that is tan. Tan is equal to opposite upon adjacent. So we will use this tan ratio to find the value of z. So tan 71 is equal to opposite is 8 and adjacent is z. What we can do? Cross multiply. Z tan 71 is equal to 8, which will give you z is equal to 8 over tan 71. Okay, now you can plug in the value of tan 71 using your calculator. You can put whole thing in calculator also directly, and we have here 8 over 2.9, which is 2.75. So we used all three ratios now. So this is tan, and previously we did sine and cos. Okay, so here in these three questions we just found the missing sides. Okay, now let's consider a few more examples where we can calculate the unknown angles. So let me okay, now suppose we have this triangle, and we have to find this angle, and this is given and this is given to us. Okay, same thing again here. With respect to this angle, you have to understand where is our opposite, where is adjacent, and what is hypotenuse. Now since this side is opposite to 90 degrees, so this is your hypotenuse and this is your opposite. Okay, so let's think what is that ratio which calls for opposite and hypotenuse. So that is simple, right? So that is sine is equal to opposite upon hypotenuse. That is so. So we will use this. So we can write sine A, because this is what we have to figure it out, is equal to opposite upon hypotenuse. So opposite is 7 and hypotenuse is 16. Now we can cross multiply. Or no, we don't have to cross multiply. Simply we can figure it out from here. You write A is equal to sine inverse of 7 over 16. And now you can input all this value in your calculator and you can figure it out. So that will give you 25.9. So see, we got this angle. Angle A is equal to 25.9 degrees. I hope this is clear to everyone. Now let's see another B. Okay, so this is 90 degree. Let me mark the unknown angle B here, and then we have this 17 centimeter, then we have here 12 centimeter. Okay, and we have to find B, this one. So with respect to this angle B, if I see, then what are the known values we have. So this is your adjacent, and opposite to 90 degree, this is your hypotenuse. Okay, so we can see that we have adjacent and hypotenuse, and you know very well this comes in cosine. So cos is equal to adjacent upon hypotenuse. So we are going to use this ratio. Okay, so let's plug in the values. Cos b is equal to adjacent is 12 and hypotenuse is 17. So we can write this as b is equal to cos inverse of 12 over 17, and that will be b is equal to 45 degrees. I hope this is clear to you. Let's consider another one. So let's have a triangle like this, and we have 90 degree here, and then this is the missing angle C, which we have to figure it out. And here we have one length, that is 3.4 centimeter, then we have 6.7 centimeter. Okay, now we have to understand with respect to this angle what are the things we have now. So if you look at this opposite, so 3.4 is centimeter is opposite to C, and this is adjacent. Okay, O and A. So I hope you remember, to R, tan is equal to opposite upon adjacent, right? Now we can plug in all the values. So tan C is equal to 3.4 over 6.7. So you can write this as C is equal to tan inverse 3.4 over 6.7. And then just put all these values, this tan inverse and then in bracket 3.4 over 6.7 in your scientific calculator, and then you will get this value 26.9 degrees. Yeah, so I hope like finding three sides and then these three angles, this is clear to everyone. Okay, now uh, we take one question from heights and distances. Okay, so the question is, a ladder stands on a horizontal ground, leans against a vertical wall. Foot of ladder is 2.8 meters away from the base of the wall. Ladder reaches 8.5 meter up the wall. Calculate the angle. Ladder makes with the ground. Okay, the very important thing is to understand the question and plotting the diagram. Now, what this question says that a ladder stands on a horizontal ground, and the ladder leans against a vertical wall. So let's draw this. So I will first draw the vertical wall. This is your wall, and then it says that ladder stands on a horizontal ground, leans against a vertical wall. So this is your ladder, I can say, and see this is standing on the horizontal ground. So this is your ladder. Okay, then foot of ladder is 2.8 meter away from the base of the wall. So this is your base of the wall, and this is your foot of ladder. So foot of ladder is 2.8 meter away from the base of the wall. Now ladder reaches 8.5 meter up the wall. It means that the distance at which the ladder is touching on the wall is 8.5 meter from the ground. Okay, so let me mark this length as 8.5 meters. Okay, I hope this is clear to everyone. Now this question is calculate the angle ladder makes with the ground. So I hope if you recall the previous questions which we did, we have to find this angle, calculate the angle ladder makes with the ground. So this is the ladder and this is the ground. So this angle we have to figure it out. So let me mark this as, what shall I mark it as? Okay, so if this is A, B, and C, so let me call this as angle C. Okay, so with respect to this angle, if you look at the given things, we have opposite and then we have adjacent. So opposite and adjacent. So think which relations calls for this, which ratio. So that is tan. Tan is equal to opposite upon adjacent. So we will take this ratio, tan ratio, and we will plug in the values. So opposite is 8.5. Let me write here tan C, since we are finding this angle C. So 8.5 over 2.8. Now what you can do is C is equal to tan inverse of 8.5 over 2.8. So plug in all the values in your calculator and you will get 71.8. Okay. So these questions, height and distances, these are actually very easy. So the main important thing is to understand the question and to plot the diagram. If your diagram is correct, then you really understand what you need to calculate and you can plug in the values in the given ratio and you can find. I hope this is clear to everyone. Let's move to another question. Okay, this question is of similar kind. Um, a ladder is 4.8 meter long, leans against a vertical wall. The ladder makes an angle of 70 degree with the ground. Right. So your first part of the question is how far up the wall does the ladder reach? Right. So let's draw the diagram in support of this question. Now, a ladder is 4.8 meter long, leans against a vertical wall. Let this be the wall and this will be the ladder. So already the length of ladder is given, which is 4.8 meter, makes an angle of 70 degree with the ground. Okay, so this ladder is making one sec. This ladder is making 70 degree angle with the ground. Now your question is how far up the wall does the ladder reach? Means this length. You have to figure out this length. Okay. So let me mark this triangle as P Q R. So you have to find PQ, this length. Okay, so let me mark again with respect to this angle. If I look here, this is opposite and this is hypotenuse since it is vertically standing. Yeah, so we can see what what is that ratio where we get opposite and hypotenuse. Yeah, so that is nothing but so sine. So you will write sine 70 degree is equal to opposite, that is PQ, and hypotenuse, that is 4.8. So this is simple. We just cross multiply and we get PQ is equal to 4.8 times 7 sine 70 degrees. Okay, now you can input this value in your calculator and you get directly get the answer as 4.5 meter. I hope this is clear to everyone. Now let's see another B part of this question. So the B part is, how far is the foot of ladder from the wall? Okay. Now, how far is the foot of ladder from the wall? Means this is calling for QR, the length QR. Okay. So now let's see. This is the angle and this is adjacent which we have to find. So we have the given values here, adjacent and hypotenuse. Okay. So which ratio does it comes? So I hope everyone remembers adjacent and hypotenuse come in cos. That is cos is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse. So I will plug in the values here. Cos 70 degree is equal to QR over 4.8. And then we can cross multiply. Hence you get QR is equal to 4.8 cos 70 degree. Plug in all the values in your calculator very carefully and you will get 1.64 meter. I hope this is clear to everyone, and please practice few more questions. If you have any doubt, please mention in the comment section, and you can post your questions as well. And in the next video, we will study about the rules for angles more than 90 degree, which is sine rule, and after that we will also have cosine rule. Thank you. Keep watching.